I'm going to teach you how to wound on any part of your body, but for me, I prefer my wrist because it's easier to work with. What you want to do is either get some Elmer's glue and, coat it enough to where it kind of gets like a thin layer. But I am using this because I can't find any. It's a glue stick. And what you do is you smear this all over your wrist. And I already began, so it looks like that. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what it looks like. And it's gonna, dry to get to look like that. So once the glue on your wrist or whatever part of your body has dried completely, you're gonna want to take liquid makeup or concealer, and you're gonna want to kind of rub it on the edges, exactly. On the edges, right here. And see, I've used a little too much, but you're just gonna want to have like a thin layer, not really thick, but make sure you get every little piece of glue that but you're gonna want to keep the middle. You're gonna want to keep the middle pale, basically. But this is basically what it looks like. Where am I at? Where's my wrist? Oh, that's my wrist. Okay, well, yeah. That's pretty much what it's gonna look like. You're gonna want to coat the outer edges. Okay, and also, one sec. It looks kind of creepy to give it like a ripped skin effect. But I will show you once I'm done with that. So, once the concealer has dried, you're going to want to get tweezers, and you're going to want to get the glue, and I've already, started because I'm a bad person, but you're going to want to kind of get an amount of glue and just tug it, basically rip it. So you're going to want to rip the glue to the point where it looks like ripped skin, to make a really good realistic wound. So that's pretty much what you have to do. See, I've already started. Can't really see it, but it gives it a ripped skin effect, and that's really, really important for this wound idea thing. So it's really, really important to make sure you rip the skin, and see, I did a really thick layer, so it makes it look. So once you've done that, and you have the effect that you want, the ripping effect that you want, the ripped skin effect that you want. I know this is not tweezers, but again, I can't find my tweezers. I'm not prepared. Anyways, and then you're gonna want to do that. So once you have the effect that you want, and again, I put a way thick layer, so it may have this. But the thinner, if you don't want it to be so dramatic, thin layer. If you want it to be kind of dramatic and more realistic, thick layer. The next step, and this is like the easiest way to do this, you want to make it look semi-realistic and do it the cheapest way you can. You can do it that way. But my mom bought me this makeup thing. I never use it, so I'm putting it to my awesome use. Okay, so this is the makeup. This is the makeup I'm going to be using. I don't know what brand it is, but I know it's really freaking cheap. But what you'll need is like a dark green color, a dark blue color, some type of brown shade, and a tanner shade. And that's what I'm going to be using to give the bruising effect. So, I will show you. Okay, so I'm going to use a dark green shade, what it looks like. And again, I've started. And I'm going to rub it on the outer edges, see, to give it a bruising effect, to make it realistic. So I'm going to continue to rub it on, again, on the edges. So that's important. So continue to do that. And then when you're done with that, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so when you're done, okay, again, so you want to take the dark blue and again dab it around toward the inner circle, as you would say. I'm kind of smearing it, but you're supposed to dab it. Doesn't really matter as long as you make it look semi-realistic. It'll look like that. Creepy looking. And then you want to move on to the next color. Okay, and the next color will be the darker brown color. And this is what'll make it look realistic. So, again, you want to smear it or dab it all around the edges until you get an effect that looks like a realistic bruise. The purple, this is kind of like a brownish purple, but again, that's what makes it'll just combine with the rest of the bruising effect. It'll just add a little bit of touch. So yeah, like a darker purple would be perfectly fine. So once you've gotten the brown, purple, whatever color this is, and you've coated your arm completely with this makeup chunk, and it looks a little more like a bruise, like that. Also, you might want to add a tint to it, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright, the last step, you're going to take some water. Make sure it's cold. Doesn't really matter, but cold is better. And you're going to want to splash it on there. Or you can do it where you can get your fingers wet and just, dab it around. But you're going to make it wet. And then, then you're going to want to take some toilet paper and barely just dab it. Barely dab it. And then, there you go. And the effect is that. And you're pretty much done with the entire thing. And it should look like that. Creepy and weird. But, yeah. Perfect for Halloween. Freaking out your friends. I know, I did. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Simple, easy, quick. I mean, who doesn't like that? But yeah, rate, subscribe, comment. I really want to know what you guys think. So, woohoo! Thank you.